So look, family, we got to talk about this whole situation when it comes to common sense and holding people accountable, especially when we talk about something as in basketball, which I love and I'm sure you guys love who watching this video. Not the drama, not the agendas, not the fake narratives to protect poor leadership. And we're talking about basketball. And right now the WNBA is on fire and not the good kind because Napheesa Collier, aka Fee, blew the lid off this thing with her exit interview, and a lot of people are acting surprised like these ain't the same thing folks been saying or whispering about for years, right? Nafisa said the quiet part out loud, and she sat across from Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA commissioner, and straight up asked her how she planned to fix the officiating that's been plaguing the league. And what did Kathy say? Only losers complain about the refs. Like, huh? So you telling me a star player respected in the league comes to you about a legitimate issue affecting the integrity of the game, and your answer is to dismiss it like she just bitter because she lost? That's not leadership. That's negligence. But check out what Nafisa Collier had to say in regards to the matter, and then we're gonna talk more about it. And I want to get you guys' thoughts down in the comments below.
That is negligence. At Unrivaled this past February, I sat across from Kathy and asked how she planned to address the officiating issues in our league. Her response was, well, only the losers complain about the refs. I also asked how she planned to fix the fact that players like Caitlin, Angel, and Paige, who are clearly driving massive revenue for the league, are making so little for their first 4 years. Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything. And in that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That is negligence.
So there you have it, family. And you guys see that she basically explained and went on to talk about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese and Paige Buckers, young women who are clearly generating revenue and interest in women's basketball, and they're making peanuts for their first 4 years. And Kathy Engelbert, the WNBA commissioner, believes that they should be grateful, right? Because Caitlin makes 60 million off the court, and without the WNBA, she wouldn't make anything. So you got to be kidding me with that, because that's not just dismissive, that's tone deaf. Because Caitlin Clark is one of the most marketable athletes on the planet right now, and you acting like she wouldn't get a bag without you. Like, please, sponsors were lining up before she stepped foot on WNBA court. She had a whole movement behind her. If anything, she brought you a new wave of attention, not the other way around. And for you to tell players they should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media deal you negotiated. Nah, because you don't get to take a victory lap when the product on the court is still being held back by incompetence at the top. So you got players getting clotheslines, choked, pushed into chairs, having their hair pulled and eyes scratched by acrylic nails or fangs or vampire nails. And how many suspensions were handed out? One, maybe two. This entire season has been more of prison ball or WrestleMania moments than actual basketball highlights. And nobody's getting held accountable. And that ain't tough basketball. That's straight up chaos. And don't get me wrong, I'm not against physical play. I love it when hoopers get gritty, get competitive. But what I'm seeing ain't basketball. It's unregulated brawling with no consequences, like straight out fights. Like it's cat fights, it look like. Women fighting each other, having straight out brawls like on the street. So when stars, coaches, and even legendary figures like Gino Arirama at UConn, women's basketball head coach, Gino starts speaking up about it, how the game is being officiated. How is it being shaped by the leadership at the top? You know it's deeper than just complaints. Gino may not always say the things the right way, but he was right about one thing. This isn't just about referees. This is about how the league is being structured. And the tone is being set by Kathy Engelbert. And she wants to lean into drama, into chaos, into entertainment over integrity. That's a problem. Because once you sacrifice the actual game for drama, you lose the core fan base. You lose the hoop heads. You lose the people who actually care about the X's and O's, who break down plays, who wants to see greatness on the basketball court, not just viral moments on social media. Because the WNBA has been more known for take interest in drama than actual basketball itself. Now let's talk about Caitlin Clark again, because people keep saying she needs the WNBA to build her brand. That's actually backwards because the WNBA needs Caitlin. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean it in terms of reality. Because she could go overseas and get a bag. She could play an unrivaled and even start her own league, and folks will follow. Why? Because she already has the eyeballs, she already has the fans, and more importantly, she has the respect of the culture. See, when you know that you are the product, you don't have to force no one to believe that you are viable. The value is going to speak for itself, let alone the confidence, and you know who you are humbly, because Caitlin Clark is humble. And what's crazy is she doesn't act like she's bigger than the league. She stays humble. She keeps her head down, plays her role. That's leadership. That's what a face of a league is supposed to do. Meanwhile, you got the actual commissioner acting like these women should be grateful for crumbs, which is wild. And you wonder why this league has been operating in a negative when it comes to being in a deficit financially. Because Kathy Engelbert ain't putting her own money up to be the lifeline to make sure this league is operating. It's NBA owners that own NBA teams, let alone owning these and investing in these WNBA teams that have kept this league for her to even be a commissioner to even exist. So the point that I'm making is that's the whole part that makes this league frustrating. Because it's not like the league doesn't have talent. It's that the talent isn't being protected or valued the way it should be. And you wonder why the ratings spike during March Madness but don't carry over to the summer, because the products get lost in the drama, right? And let's be real. The average fan tuning in wants to watch good basketball, not headline beefs and bad officiating. Y'all chasing the wrong thing. Drama don't create longevity. Consistency does, execution does, structure does. And right now, the WNBA lacks structure at the top. You got Cheryl Reeve saying the refs aren't trained properly. You got coaches, vets, and stars alike saying the same thing. And instead of making adjustments, y'all doubling down like, nah, we good. No, you're not good, damn it. The league is growing, yes, but it's being dragged by the talent, not led by the front office. And if players feel like they can't even have a conversation, even if you disagree agreeably, but looking at the reality, looking at the numbers, looking at the facts over feelings, um, without being dismissed, you're gonna see more and more stars stop speaking up. Or worse, they'll leave since you want to be tone deaf as a commissioner. Because if Unrivaled or some league says, we'll listen to you, we'll protect you, we'll pay you, you think these women won't walk? Loyalty is earned, not assumed. And don't gaslight fans by saying, well, we give y'all a media deal. Yeah, but at what cost? A media deal don't matter if the league itself is broken on the inside, because it's always going to come down to the money. I bet you if the money start really jacking up and this media rights deal go away with the WNBA, Kathy Engelbert is going to have a different tone. And if you guys enjoyed this video so far, give this video a big thumbs up and let me know you guys' thoughts. If the media rights deal go away, will Kathy Engelbert stop being tone deaf to the horrible officiating and not protecting the players, let alone the product, which is the players for the WNBA to thrive? Let me know down in the comments below. But you got to fix the core. You got to protect the stars. You got to stop acting like this league is doing these women a favor. They're the ones making it what it is. You put Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, Aja Wilson, Sabrina Nescu, Enrique, all these ballers in the room and ask them who made the league pop this year. It wasn't the commissioner. It was the players, point blank, period. And if they're being ignored, disrespected, and dismissed behind closed doors, how long you think they're going to keep sacrificing for a system that ain't even trying to elevate them? Napheesa Collier, what she said is out here is out here trying to burn the league down because she's trying to hold it accountable, right? That's love. That's what leadership looks like. It's easy to sit quiet and collect a check, but it's harder to speak up and risk backlash. And she did that in this video that I showed you guys. So whether you agree with how she said it or not, you better listen to what she said, because she echoed what fans been saying, what coaches been whispering, and what media been too scared to fully dive into. The WNBA has a leadership problem. And until they fix it, all this talent, all this growth, all this excitement is going to be held back, right? And it says, as it reads, Napheesa Collier during Link's exit interviews on Tuesday, we have the best league in the world, we have the best fans in the world, but we have the worst leadership in the world. So nobody's trying to be ungrateful. People are just asking, just asking for accountability, structure, and protection and respect. That's not too much to ask for, in my opinion. That's the bare minimum. And if the league can't provide that, someone else will. Because one thing about this era of athletes, when it all comes down to it, one thing about this era of athletes, I'm gonna tell you right now. They got options. And if you think Kaylin or any of these stars are gonna stay loyal, you think they're gonna stay loyal to a broken system that treats them like they should just be happy to be there, you could think again. Because loyalty goes in both ways. And right now, the ball is in Kathy Engelbert's, the commissioner court. So what is it going to be? Let me know you guys' thoughts down in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video. Catch you in the next one. Peace.